Chairman, Board, Chris Watson, Jackson Schoolhouse Road, thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
I was going to have a bunch of snide comments, biting my tongue. A lot of good stuff was said tonight. I'll save a few things for the very end. This is just portions of your comprehensive plan. I did a little studying today. In your introduction, page 1, paragraph 3, land, water, and air are finite natural resources. Comprehensive planning must provide for protection, development, use, and management of our land and natural resources. Right out of the gate.
We are familiar.
Good, I'm going to read some more, because I want other people to hear it.
Understood.
Paragraph 4, comprehensive planning and its implementation will promote the appropriate use of land. Page I2, paragraph 1, to promote orderly growth and development that recognizes the natural characteristics of the land, its suitability of use, and the availability of existing and proposed public and private services and facilities. Paragraph 4, to promote the protection of natural, historic, and cultural resources of each municipality and state. Paragraph 5, to promote the preservation of open space and recreational resources of each municipality and state. I3, third paragraph in. The underlying theme of this document is consistent with the following key priority objectives of the state's land use plan. Sustain Rhode Island's unique character through the use of urban services boundary, rural centers, and holistic approaches to planning. Promote permanent green space throughout the rural, urban, and waterfront areas, among other things. Under growth issues, I.2. Over the past 10 years, Burrillville has undergone a period of moderate growth and new development. Mind you, this document is dated December 14, 2011, so it's a little out of date. This is all that was available on the town's website. This has
We are in the midst of reviewing it now.
Not a problem, I'm just using what I got. This has brought about a new awareness of the fragile nature of the community's resources, specifically the village atmosphere and identity. Let's go to table I1, summary of issues raised during the planning process. People that canvassed in town. Issue about maintaining the rural character of the town. Issue about protecting the water quality. Issue about preservation of open space, aquifers, wetlands, and natural sea resources. Concerns about keeping new building in character with existing development. Concerns about need for new recreational areas. Development in wetlands and over groundwater aquifers. Development of industrial which threatens the town's water supply. Development without preservation of open space. Your own document just keeps going on. Whoever wrote this, boo-coo. You did the right thing.
Mike was one of the first ones. Tom's written 90% of it, probably. 30% of it?
No, we've updated it.
3 times. Yeah.
Well, the audience needs to know.
Understood?
Town image. Most commonly mentioned as things like best about the town were its rural atmosphere and country character, and quiet and peaceful nature of the community. Duh! How about we go to quality of life? Respondents were asked to identify the importance of various reasons people have to choose to live in Burrillville. The reasons are grouped from by most important to least. Number 1, presence of farms and open space. Yeah, okay. Number 2 is schools. Number 3, recreational opportunities. Number 4, historic character. Right up the line of a power plant for me. Over 90% of the respondents indicated that presence of the farms and open space was an important reason for living in Burrillville. 8 of 10 interviewees stated that they favored the expenditure of town money to protect...
My stenographer is going to be
Sorry.
crazy.
I heard that earlier. 8 of 10 interviewees stated that they favored the expenditure of town money to protect open spaces and farmland for future development. Those are just items in your introduction. Okay? I'll get to it. Let's go to Chapter 9, land use.
I'm not getting time then.
I was hoping I was last. I didn't realize somebody else snuck in behind me.
3 more behind you.
General growth. For example, low density, mostly wooded land, historic stone walls. Promoting sensitivity surrounding land uses and environmental in general. I'm going to shorten it up and just say I'm going to give you guys a listing of all my citations. You have the document. Please review my citations.
We will.
A couple of just last points because people put things in my ear. In regards to spectra, 55 decibels is not an allowed level. 55 decibels is a FERC recommended level, which Spectra in their own documents acknowledges that they failed to meet. Okay? Nobody's allowing them to do anything. They are above the recommended level.
Right.
I really would like to get a dictionary definition of what a regular sized truck is. War games with the kid that hacked into the computer and made, Cheyenne Mountain go crazy because it was playing games and thought it was playing chess.
Kickback coverage.
Okay? You remember the movie? That strikes me as the modeling for the traffic survey, okay? Whatever the computer tells you, well, garbage in, garbage out. Yeah.
Finish up, sir.
I will finish up. Mr. Hessler, I need you to clarify a statement which was made earlier. You stated tonight, I never personally saw a plant of this size be less than 43 decibels. Further on, when you speak to the woman from Gloucester, you said that a 1,400 megawatt plant, I believe you mentioned Jessup, isn't necessarily louder, and you have seen a plant that large in Europe that is much quieter. So, which is it? Have you or have you not seen a 1,000 megawatt plant that's below 43 decibels?
I believe he said,
Well, let him say it.
words
Let
of
him answer.
No?
yeah, but he's going to say, if it was designed that way, then it could be there. I believe is the statement.
But he's never.
We'll leave that at this.
Yeah, what I was referring to was there are some very large plants that I've worked on overseas that had extremely demanding noise requirements on them, and they were successfully built to meet very low noise levels. Those plants are bigger than this plant. So anything's really possible.
So in fact, you actually have seen it then?
Yeah, what I have not seen is a steam turbine bypass system be really quiet.
That's interesting to
That's what
know.
I've not seen, but that's not to say that it cannot be.
I'd like to follow up, what types of systems were in the plants in Europe that you did see that were quieter?
What's the
They
name of
weren't
the
steam
plant?
bypass systems.
And the name of the plant? It's not funny.
Well, the one that's in front of my mind is a plant called Spalding in England, and that has an air-cooled condenser. And that had to meet levels on the order of 34, that sort of thing, but far away. So I'm not sure exactly how it compares to here, but that plant had to be very, very quiet.
But a combined cycle gas and
It didn't
natural
work
oil?
at first, but ultimately got it.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you, sir.
Chairman.
Thank you.
Board, appreciate your time.
Thank you.